It's speed machine time for World RX. No rehearsals, no auto-tune, and definitely no sound check. Strap yourself in, let's go.
Hello and welcome to a blustery morning here at the Dayinsure World RX of Great Britain, coming to you live from Silverstone for Q3 and Q4 of World RX, RX2 and the Euro RX as well. Lots of action, lots of racing to come. As you can see, I'm right here, pre-grid right now. We've got our first race lined up just behind us. That is, of course, the fastest World RX guys going up first. The grids are reversed today. Timmy Hansen, Kevin Hansen, P1, P2 overnight. Andreas Backerud is P3. Just got a car coming up. Timmer just pulling up, about to run over our cameraman Bob. Timo Scheider, though, ran at Timmy Hansen pretty close in Q2, just 3 tenths behind. So I'm going to jump in here for a quick chat, if I may, with Timo. That was a brilliant race from you yesterday in Q2, just 3 tenths off a time that was seemingly unbeatable by Timmy Hansen.
Well, it was a little surprise, I would say, setting the fastest single lap time of yesterday. That was a good thing for the guys because we had a pretty difficult Q1. But yeah, Q2 was a light shining somewhere, so it's good to have this in the pocket now, but that means we have to show off now again.
And how much do you think that was potentially a case of the track also evolving? And we've had some rain overnight. What effect do you think that will have?
Well, for sure the track will be not as quick now as it will be in the fourth race, but that's what it is. And we had in Q1 already to go as the first cars on track, which was difficult. Last in Q2, so that's an advantage definitely. But yeah, we will send it and we will try to make it as best as possible.
Thank you very much to you, Timo. Good luck. Now, if you did miss yesterday, where were you? Don't worry, we've got all the action. Here is the Q1 and Q2 review coming up.
The crowd were in early at Silverstone to see everything Speed Machine had to offer, and they had something to cheer about in race 1. Higgins led from the start, but he made a mistake at the hairpin, Sabo getting up the inside. First time here for Sabo, brilliant result, takes the win. On to race 2, and for a random draw, this one was tough. Kevin Hansen going around the outside of Timmy Hansen and Andreas Backerud in turn 1, but he wasn't as quick as Timmy. Timmy jokered early to give himself the space to take the win. Race 3, and Jonny Wieman and Oliver Bennett over the jump. Wieman this weekend competing in Niklas Gronholm's car, and he didn't like the way it was handling. Bennett dropped it on the brakes, ran up the back of Wieman. All this squabbling played into the hands of Guillaume de Ridder, who came around the outside at the last corner for the win. The final race of Q1 saw an unbelievable start from Timur Timosyanov. He moved to the inside to cover everyone off. We ride on board with Baumanis. Liam had gone up the inside of Timur. Markland too. Baumanis unfortunately found the wall. Markland leading from Doran later in the race. He was on for a fantastic time but made a mistake in the last hairpin. Did that lose him the session? Hansen wins. Kevin Hansen P2. The grids for Q2 were reversed with the fastest drivers out first. Timmy Hansen leading from Kevin Hansen, a little bit of damage for Backerud, and another mistake for Anton Markland. Hansen, though, no problems, fast again. Race 2, and Jonny Wieman looking to recover from a poor Q1. Timosyanov looking for a better start, but he found de Ridder in turn 3. Wieman was on the chase for Doran. By the end of the race, he'd got him back on the pace from Spa. On board with Ollie Bennett down to turn 1. Yanni Parston running into the side of Mark Higgins, and then Parston running into the back of Bennett. But nothing could stop Bennett from taking a home win. The biggest surprise of Q2, though, was Timo Scheider. In the last race on a developing track, he came within a couple of tenths of Timmy Hansen, who takes the overnight TQ.
Timmy, your 9th qualifying win and sitting TQ overnight. A pretty good day for the Hansens and for yourself.
Yeah, the day has been amazing and the season is continuing to go well. But you know, today all the little margins were on my side. The speed is there. I'm so comfortable in the car. It's just we're just one, me and the car. And to drive around here, car fits really well. I'm comfortable around the track, so just been a very good day.
Results after Q2 then. Timmy Hansen at the top of the table from his brother Kevin. Backer at third. Sabo, Markland, Weeman up in sixth. Scheider up to seventh with Shisha in eighth. Doran, Timozyanov, Balmanis and Derrida currently inside the top 12. Bennett and Higgins desperate to make the cut at home.
Yes, a brilliant day for Timmy Hansen. Clinical as ever, reminiscent, of course, of that clean sweep we saw in Barcelona. I'd now like to say a very warm welcome and a good morning to our commentators Dan Rook and Andrew Coley.
Morning, Laura. Thank you very much indeed. Looking forward to this. Dan, good fun last night. Sean Paul, bit of a concert, bit of a boogie, but back to business now. You know, none of the drivers were there last night because they're only focused on the racing.
Yeah, these guys have got to be super focused on what's going on. There's a few people wanting to make their way back up the table, so no late night for them, and unfortunately not able to enjoy the music like we did, but all going to go out and do the business today. Interesting
to see what Scheider can do now. He's in the mix with those quick guys. You know, he said himself the track maybe was in his favour and they think it will develop. I don't know, what do you think?
I mean, just looking at the warm-up times, the lap times are roughly at a 40-second lap time. Andreas went fastest in warm-up this morning. Yesterday we were seeing 39-second lap times, so not too much effect over the night rain, but I'm sure we'll see some more development.
So might get some rain later on. Track conditions going to be changing. One person who'd never seen a track from the point of view of a driver before is actually Laura. So our presenter, Laura, as some of you will know, this is her first season covering motorsport. So she'd never been out in any form of competition car. So obviously we saw this as a great opportunity to set her up with something terrifying. So we sent her out with Luke Woodham in his V8 Monster Energy trophy truck around the track here for her first ever onboard experience of motorsport. So have a look at this. Laura's going to be having a look at it as well. She's not seen it yet.
That was mega! Oh my god! What a buzz!
Such good fun. Now, me and Dan, obviously, we've been lucky to experience that a lot before, Laura, from the driver's seat and the passenger seat, but that was your first time around the rallycross track. How did you find it?
Well, firstly, a huge thanks to Luke Woodham for putting me in there and putting up with me being so utterly terrified of that drive. But what an incredible buzz. The noise, the speed, the energy. It's unlike anything I've seen before. Absolutely loved it. And I've got a bit of a bug for it. I want to get back in.
We'll look forward to getting you back in again sometime. So thanks very much to Laura and to Luke Woodham and Monster Energy for arranging that for us. So we're going to send Laura now back to work. She's had far too much fun. She's going to head down to our interview area and we're going to get some cars on the grid and get ourselves ready to go. So let's go and take a look at the lineup for the first race of Q3. Monster Energy girls are down on the grid. Marshals have got the cars lined up. Right then, here we go, Sunday morning, time for Q3, and remember the grids were reversed, so the fastest guys go first. Timmy Hansen on the inside, next to Scheider. Then it's Kevin Hansen, Yanis Balmanis, and Jonny Weeman. New tyres for Balmanis. Balmanis in 11th, the man with the most to do out of this group. Scheider yesterday dragged himself right up with that brilliant performance P2 in Q2, and that took him up to 7th place. Timmy Hansen has won both the sessions so far. This should be fun. Let's see the relative pace of these guys in the same race, in the same conditions. It's key compared to yesterday. I say Scheider had a clean track. Weeman, we know, has adjusted the car to his liking. Very even start across. Balmanis drops back. Weeman coming up the outside. Scheider's dropped into P2. Going to try and get up in between the two Peugeots. Kevin on the handbrake. There's no room. Weeman's on the outside. Contact between him and Timmy down towards turn 2. Timmy's going to go late. Kevin trying to go round the outside, but he can't. Weeman gets up into P3. Balmanis has slotted into 4th, and Scheider drops down to 5th place. We're on board with Weeman over the big jump. Big air, and that's the first half of the first lap completed. Dan, not too much carnage in turn 1.
No, not too bad, but Scheider getting a little bit squeezed there. Unfortunately for him, not getting the best of starters, maybe bogging slightly on the line. We heard Backrun saying how the grip variation at this track is super grippy off the line. So
Weeman and Scheider have both gone joker on the first lap, so both those guys thinking they can do better than the start they got. And again, we'll be able to see their relative pace in the background. Very different lines from them at the rear of your shot. They're coming out of the joker lap. Timmy Hansen has gapped his brother Kevin by a second on the first lap. Timmy's loving it here.
Yeah, this track really suits the Peugeots. Nice, tight, technical circuit. You've got to keep everything really precise, and both the Hansen brothers and the Peugeots are fantastic at doing that job.
Lots of people saying they've been struggling for traction here, but that's one thing that the Peugeots don't seem to be struggling for.
No, not at all. You can just see how tight they're able to keep it in this hairpin, one of the slippiest parts of the circuit. And Balmanis there. Kevin goes to the joker lap now, so we'll cover off only Weeman.
So let's see how quick Kevin is compared to Yanni. Yanni was a little bit sideways in the joker. He's going to come around the outside with a bit more speed, but I think Kevin's got him. He has. So Kevin defends from Yanni Weeman. Scheider's dropping slightly off the back of this pack. On board with Weeman now, super smooth through turn 1, out towards the wall. So Weeman yesterday, in Abu Dhabi, Rainis used the car, he shunted it, they repaired it. Weeman used that car in Spa, but this is Nick Klass's car, and Danny was saying he didn't like the way it handled. It's the same car. Explain to people why at home Nick Klass has got it set up differently than Yanni likes it.
So obviously everyone has their different style, and everyone has different preferences. I know when I drove with Liam in a supercar, he set the car for how he liked it. The difference too tight for me. I couldn't get the car to turn in, so Yanni was having to make those same changes yesterday.
Balmanis has come out just in front of Scheider. So Balmanis behind Weeman. Kevin Hansen and Weeman having jokered. Scheider on the gas through there, and again you can see there, can't you, the way the cars are just set up slightly differently for driver preference. Scheider able to have it slightly more sideways on the exit, and as I say, that fastest lap of the day, Timmy Hansen 40.2, but that's slower than yesterday was, Dan.
Yeah, so yesterday we were running in the 39s. I'm not quite sure what the point was, but so we are slightly
3, I think we got down to. Possibly Scheider might have gone 39.2 in the last race.
But yeah, so a second a lap slower at the minute.
Here we go, Timmy Hansen then coming round to stop the clocks for Q3. Over the line. And he goes 250.7. So 250.7 is 3 seconds slower than we were going yesterday afternoon. 2 seconds slower than yesterday morning. So the track definitely slower, because that's 5 of our fastest drivers. Here's the result of that first race from Q3. Hansen takes it to 50.7 from his brother Kevin. Yanni Weeman takes 3rd, Balmanis 4th, Scheider in 5th. Will that be enough for Timmy to win 3 qualifying sessions from 4? Off the line, then down towards turn 1. Dan, there was quite a lot going on here. We're on board with Balmanis, and you can see Scheider trying to get in between the two Peugeots.
Yeah, so then Kevin coming around the outside. Balmanis trying to squeeze way up the inside, and elbows out stuff there from Balmanis. You can see a little bit of debris coming off the cars there as well, so a little bit rough, but luckily no serious damage for these guys.
Yeah, no casualties. Kevin, it looked like, tried to use the handbrake on the inside and actually ended up with the nose of his car on the side of Timmy. That then pushed him wide. Loads going on, but they all got through clean. The track seems to be a bit slower. Timmy Hansen has taken the fastest time, but we've got all the rest of the cars to come. Remember, grid's reversed for Q3.
Well, clinical as ever from Timmy Hansen here. 250, 3 seconds slower than we were seeing the track yesterday. How much do you see this track evolving, and do you think that's enough to beat TQ after Q3?
I don't know, but I definitely did my best through these 4 laps, but it is slippery today. And traction is difficult after the last corner there. It's spinning the whole way down to the finish line. So for sure the track is going to get faster, but I couldn't have done more.
Thanks very much, Timmy. Well done.
Well, interesting then to hear Timmy saying they are struggling for traction, but only on that one section. That's the same section Liam Doran had a problem with yesterday. Liam sticking the car pretty much in the wall. I think he said it was turn 8. So that's the run up to the start-finish line. You've got to get the traction on the inside of that hairpin on the exit, and then it's full power all the way through the left and the right, up and over the start-finish line. So let's see what these guys can do. Race 2 then, Q3. Here we go. Christian Sabo and Andreas Backerud on the inside. Identical cars, different teams. 4th for Sabo, 3rd for Backerud after Q2. Timizyanov is down in 10th. He's been a bit unlucky, I think, at the start. Backerud's got 2 new boots on the front, look, and then it's Markland and Shishirit on the outside. So Markland was very quick yesterday, but made a mistake on both runs, and he's still up there. He was 4th and 9th, respectively, in Q1 and Q2. So the GCK Renault Megane RS is looking good. What can they do here? Right, there's the view down to turn 1. Grandstand nice and full already early in the morning. Thumbs up from the marshal. Watch for the ready to race light. There it is. Listen to that. Oh, Timmer had to dump the clutch again. He's done that a few times. He did it in practice this morning, so Timmer drops back. Markland moves across. Timmer around the outside of Sabo. Nowhere to go there because Markland was in him, and Backerud is gone. Timmer having a look up the inside of Sabo again into turn 3. So it's going to be Backerud from Markland, Sabo, Timizyanov and Shishirit. But that was just one of those things in turn 1. No one to blame there for me, Dan.
No, it's a big squeeze and everybody trying to get their way into the tightest line possible into turn 1, and unfortunately for Zaba getting hooked up in that and then pushing everybody else wide when he got turned out. So,
well, Timmer's into the back of Sabo again. Sabo stopped. I don't know what's happened there, so I don't know if Timmer will get in trouble for that or not. He can't reverse in a race, can he? This is an absolute disaster for all these guys. And Sabo, he had an issue like this, didn't he? He ended up retiring in Q4 in Spa, so I feel a bit for him. I actually feel for Timmer as well, because I think Timmer got unlucky in the start again, and then at the end, you know, Dan, what are you going to do if the car stopped in front of you on the track?
I mean, there's nowhere really you can go. It's not like these guys can quickly select reverse. They've got a sequential gearbox. They have to go all the way down through the gears to try and get to reverse.
That lap time, 39.3 from Backerud. He's just gone and smashed it. So Timmy's best was at 40.2. This is one race later, and he's just got 9/10ths quicker.
Yeah, so Backerud on an absolute charge and taking Markland with him as well. Markland only 0.9 behind him. So a fantastic performance from the pair of them. Markland up a lap time. Markland just at 40.2. Andreas on a 41.2 on that last lap. So maybe Andreas made a mistake there, but his first lap there was an absolute flyer.
So first lap from Backerud, really good. Markland was a little way back after all that action in turn 1, but somehow has managed to close the gap, or had closed the gap a bit to Backerud. Backerud looks to have got away again through that section. So it seems sections of this track are suiting different drivers and different cars. This is the corner where you've got to find the traction, because from here then, it's gas, gas, gas all the way through this section here. Liam said to me this morning, well, we'll talk about Liam when we see him in a minute, but he struggled with that. Markland goes Joker now. So Markland's gone Joker. Is that to wait? He's got nothing to protect behind, so he could have, and maybe shouldn't wait till the last lap down.
I mean, maybe Markland felt like he had more pace than he had behind Backerud, and with there being a huge gap behind him, no threat of being caught up. So getting it in and out and done, and then potentially making an overlap here on Andreas.
So Markland's going to have to have a massive push on this last lap. He wants to get it done. I reckon Backerud's got enough. The question is, has he got enough to match that time at the bottom? 2:50.712 is the time of Timmy Hansen. Remember, the grids have been reversed. So we're seeing the fastest cars first. Backerud going to go up into the joke lap now. He's going to try and keep it tidy. Beautifully done. He's right on the inside and the outside. Chasing the clock now, then Backerud on the gas, on the gears, up towards the line. He's going to do it, definitely. The Blues have gone mad, and that's because Backerud has won his first session, assuming no one goes quicker. Remember, he's got 2 to come. Backerud leads Q3, 1.1 second faster. Markland has gone through, but he's slower than Timmy Hansen. Slower than Kevin Hansen too. So Markland, I think, is going to go 3rd, but Backerud has beaten Timmy Hansen. So Timmy Hansen beaten for the first time this weekend. And for me, the track conditions can't have changed that much in just one race. But 2:49.6 for Baccarat, then Markland, Timozziano, Shisha, Szabo, all affected by troubles on track. So I don't think we've seen the true pace of anyone from Anton down. But Baccarat, look, has gone fastest. Surely that can't develop that much in one run.
So have a look at the start then, and we're going to see the squeeze which we saw in turn 1, which caught Szabo out. Andreas able to get a clean run. Timozziano, I think, just caught the back of Szabo, and it pushed all 4 of the cars out.
And Markland was in the side of Timozziano, so you can't really blame Markland because he wouldn't have known Szabo's up the inside. But likewise, I don't think you can blame Tim. This was the weird one. So Szabo, I think, something's happened there. He's either missed a gear like a false neutral or something, but the car has bogged or he's in too high a gear. Timmer can't go anywhere, so we'll see. There's nothing on the timing screen to say anyone's under investigation at the minute, and there's no need to investigate Baccarat. It has just gone very fast indeed.
Andreas clearly full of beans this morning. That was quick, fastest lap of the day and a brilliant start. How was it for you from the driver's seat?
Well, to be honest, I felt very good. Even this warm-up, I had the fastest time out there. I do think I had some benefit for the track was getting faster, because I had a big lock-up and a big stall in turn 7. Completely stopped the car, had to restart it and then back on it. You know, I was a bit stressed, but I managed to stay calm, so I'm happy for that. The boys are delivering a good job at RXL, so huge thanks to them.
We'll wait and see if your time stands as TQ. Thanks very much. Well done.
Next race is on the line and ready to go already. Here we go then, Q3, race 3. Liam Doran, we've just seen his teammate Andreas Baccarat go fastest in this session. Baccarat reckons the track is developing. De Ridder, Bennett and Parsonen. New tyres for Bennett and Parson. You can see why they're in 13th and 14th. They might as well chuck those boots at it now and try and make it through to the semis. So Doran's on the inside for this. He'll have taken some confidence from what Andreas has just done. Wasn't too happy this morning with his performance yesterday. Oliver Bennett would love to make the semis here. He's P13. It's just within reach. Semi-finals for Bennett at World Championship level. At home in the UK would be massive. Got to get that start right. The last group didn't. What can these guys do? Doran and Bennett with good starts. Bennett's got huge power down towards turn 1, going to shut the door on everyone. Bennett moves all the way to the inside. Liam Doran goes slightly wide, going to get on the throttle earlier. I knew that was coming up the inside. Very, very tidy from Liam Doran. Bennett, though, just turns in across him. He's around the outside, but Bennett's done well to hold on. Is he too wide here? Liam's up the inside. Going to go side by side like he did with Scott Speed last year over the jump. Doran, contact again. Oh, he spins. He's lucky. De Ridder hits him and pulls him back. De Ridder's broken, front suspension broken. Liam Doran safe there by contact with De Ridder.
Yeah, lucky for Liam there that De Ridder was there to catch him, but then taking De Ridder out of the race, unfortunately for no fault of his own. But the race is on now between the two Brits at the front.
Quite surprised Liam didn't go joker there, if I'm honest, but then I suppose he would possibly be concerned about coming out behind Marston. Maybe he thinks Bennett's fast up to follow. I have to say, Bennett did really well through the first couple of corners, because I thought Doran had lined him up for a pass in turn 2 and Bennett held him off.
Yeah, superb racecraft there from Oliver Bennett, getting the job done and able to. He gave Liam enough room around the outside, but then had the inside back again for the next corner.
That onboard as well, giving you such a brilliant idea of how long you're in the air for. You see him go light in the seat, basically you're held down in the seat by your harness. And we see that again later, it'll be fantastic. Doran surely goes joker now, he does. Liam Doran into the joke lap. He needs to keep it tidy like his teammate Baccarat did, and he does. He's super smooth and tight on the inside. He's going to come out in front of Parston, so Doran now has got to get the hammer down, try and get the overlap on Bennett.
Yeah, we know the car's fast. We just saw Andreas top the times in the last qualifying session, so what can Liam do in the same piece of equipment?
Here we go, Bennett over the jump again. Pretty serious airtime. Looks to me like he flew that slightly short to that lap than the previous lap, Dan.
Yeah, Oliver seemed to squat the car quite a lot before takeoff there, just damage limitation.
Yeah, but sometimes the next corner, that's good through there too, so he's got it tight on the inside and he goes joker now. So Bennett's gone joker to defend from Doran. Look for Doran on the inside line. This is the section of the track where Liam crashed yesterday. I think he's got him here, but it's going to be very close. Extra speed around the outside for Doran means he does get past Bennett, so Bennett's spotter's doing a good job getting him in, but not quite enough. Liam have put in a great lap.
Yeah, Liam did a fantastic lap time there. He did a 40.5, so that's the fastest lap of this race so far. So Liam is putting the hammer down now.
Over the jump, bit bigger this time. So that's the thing there. If you over jump, you can miss this next corner, and that maybe is why Bennett didn't jump quite so hard on the previous lap, but that might have been the difference between Doran getting by or not. So through this last section, past and right up underneath Bennett now. This is the bit yesterday, Doran, I said to him, what happened? He said, I just didn't lift. It's not the car's fault, it's mine, basically, and then laughed. But he'll be laughing now because he takes the checker flag. 2:53.5, though, sees Doran 6th in this session, 3.9 off his teammate backwards. So, you know, he'll have lost some time up in turn 1. Derrida was in P12 and has retired, so that might help Bennett anyway, and also Mark Higgins, who's in 15th. So Doran and Bennett are 1-2 for the Brits at home in the UK, Q3 race 3. Parson and 3rd, Derrida with a DNF. So look at that, Liam and Oliver are in 6th and 7th. We've got one more Brit to come in Mark Higgins. Could we see a couple of Brits in the semis in the UK? Right, take a look at this. The bit I'm really keen to see, Dan, is over the jump.
Yeah, so we're looking at the start now, and Liam going a bit wider on the entry to then get the undercut on Bennett. You can see him dart onto the outside when Ollie cut across the front of him. Now on the inside line for turn 2, and Oliver holding the outside and then the inside for turn 3, running a bit wide with Liam.
This is the bit over the jump, so contact. Look, Liam now is surely going to lose it, and then just a little dink in from Guillaume. I don't know about if that's enough contact with Guillaume. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that was a hard hit there, and
you can't blame anyone though, can you?
No, I mean, of course, Liam had contact over the jump and then getting a bit sideways there, and unfortunately collecting Derrida on the way down, but no damage for Liam as he went on to win the race.
Well, Liam, that was an absolutely brilliant battle. It makes for excellent television, not so much for the times, of course. How was it for you from your seat?
Terrible. Should never have let that go, you know. Should never have lost that start and let those boys be in front of me. So I'm going to be hard on myself because I want to win this event. I've got the speed, no doubt, to win it, but you can't do it making stupid mistakes like that. I let them go from the start line and let them have the race, and I had to fight back. Fighting in rallycross is no good for the time, so yeah, not happy at all, but got to fight again in Q4. I'm not going to give up yet.
All right, thanks, Liam. Best of luck for Q4.
I do like an honest interview from Liam Doran. Terrible. he's a good lad. He really is. As I say, this morning it was fun talking to him down on the grid. So yeah, good stuff. Let's see what he can do in the last one. Now we're getting Derrida's car recovered out on circuit. Where is it? I can see it's down there. It is. They've got the straps through the roll cage. Basically, they open each door, pass a strap through, and then pick it up. And this is an alternative, basically, if you've got broken suspension down, isn't it? If a car's retired with transmission, you can stick a forklift under it, but at this point, they're pulling Derrida's car onto the flatbed with a strap through the roll cage. Last race of Q3 coming up. There's just 3 cars in this one. On the inside, Mark Higgins, the British Rallycross champion. He's 15th after Q2. Got high hopes for today. Cyril Raymond 16th after Q2 and Herb Nampik 17th. So at the minute, these 3 guys are at the bottom of the table. They've all got a bit of work to do, but I think potentially Higgins or Raymond could do it, particularly with that issue for Derrida. Mark was saying he's happy to have the car where he wants it this morning. He says it's the first time they've got everything right on it, geometry and everything where it needs to be. But of course this car is last year's car, and a lot of these cars have had a load of winter development. Jumpstart Herb Nampik on the outside. So 2 jokers for Herb. That's not what the other guys needed, really. I don't think they have any temperature in their tyres, though, Dangs. They haven't really left the grid. You know, if you leave the grid, you need to look at settings, but obviously turbos and things will be a bit hotter.
Yeah, everything will be a bit warmer there. Clutches as well. These guys hold the clutch on the biting point to try and get the ideal start. So clutch is getting a bit warm, but Higgins and Cyril, they're both moving away from the line. Higgins more so than Cyril, reacting to the red light there, but also a way for him to see if that launch was good, if he had the perfect RPM. So he will have known from those few meters that he moved if the car bogged or if he had wheel spin as well. So could be a little bit of an advantage for the other boys.
Well, see then. Will they make any changes or not? crowd looking forward to a rerun of this one. Last car is up to the grid. So, Herve Napick with 2 joker laps to do, having jumped the first start. We're going to go again for Q3 race 4. Well, for some reason the marshal's being held down on the grid. Spotters up there with us in the spotters truck. TV's actually based downstairs underneath that. That's where our offices are. It's noisy here today because the pre-grid's right behind us. Restart then, Q3 race 4. Herve Napick on the right-hand side of your screen did a jump start first time round. If he does it again now, he'll get disqualified, but he's got 2 jokers to do either way. Mark Higgins with a great start. He's going to leave Cyril Raymond behind on the way to turn 1. Cyril knows he's lost that already. He'll go out wide and try and get the undercut on the exit, but I think Mark will be wise to that. He does run wide, though. Cyril's going to have a look, is he? And he does. So Cyril Raymond, but could go deep and run it deep to block Mark off. So Mark's now up behind Cyril Raymond. It's not what he needed.
No, not what Mark wanted. But of course, Cyril is a fast driver. He's just not having a great event this time out. But Mark closing in on the brakes there as Cyril maybe a little bit cautious, not knowing the grip levels.
So Mark said this is the hairpin which has been the problem for him all weekend, and Dan, that's been the same for everyone. He was saying even when he brakes as late as he thinks he can, he still feels like he's braking too early, and he still gets to the point where the car can't turn. It's just that corner is so hard. It's like Liam, Napick's off. Liam was struggling with the hairpin in Barcelona. You know, these guys are world-class drivers, but these are world-class tracks. It's hard.
It is very hard, and of course rallycross circuits are short. If you make a mistake on one corner, you could be losing, you know, up to a second in that one corner every lap, and that's what the difference is.
Yeah, if you look at the difference between a top time and a 12th time, what is it? It's rarely 4 seconds might be it from in and out.
Yeah, so you know, it's a very high level, this World Championship, and Cyril there getting that tricky hairpin right this time around, and Mark looking like he's got it pretty good too.
So Mark Higgins 1.7 off the back of Cyril Raymond. Napick with a mistake, unfortunately, on his first attempt at the joker. Look at Mark. I love the way he moves the car out of the brakes, and that for me is the rally thing again. You know, I remember watching him last year in British, and you can just see he's hard on the brake and able to command the rear end of the car using his left foot.
Yeah, you drive the car very much on the nose. He's able to turn the car in on the brake pedal, get the rotation in early, and that lets him have a straighter line on the exit of the corner.
You've got to get your brake bias exactly where you want it for that, haven't you? And that's another thing which is very personal to driving style.
Yeah, that's again another variation of the amount of setup changes that these cars have. There's so much you can do, and brake bias is one of them.
Mark is tidy in the joker on the inside. Cyril Raymond is going to joker on the last lap. So Higgins, what's Cyril's lap times like?
Cyril Raymond actually setting a 40.1 is his fastest lap, and a 40.3 his other 2 laps. So Cyril's lap time there is actually right down with Timmy Hansen's fastest lap. So I think we're going to see a good time here from Cyril.
I think we are too. Probably not up with Baccarat, the standout driver from this session, but Cyril could get right up there. It's just going to be enough to drag himself into the semis. Oh, he's so close to the barrier on the inside. Really good traction on the exit. Cyril Raymond chasing the time. Andreas Baccarat, can he win the session? Got a few metres to go to the finish line. Could be close. Not going to get there. Very close, though. 50.9 from Cyril Raymond. Sees him go P3, just behind Timmy Hansen. That's a fantastic performance from the young Frenchman. And exactly what he needed. Mark Higgins, 254.8. Napick still out there. He has done his 2 jokers and finishes the line to complete our race. Still heading back down past the fans on the far side of the circuit. Those guys are over near the jump. Cyril Raymond taking it. Mark Higgins P2, Herve Napick P3, and there's where they slot in. So Mark and Herve outside the top 8 at least. Cyril Raymond into P3. That is a fantastic performance. His teammate Guillaume de Ridder retired from this one, who was in 12th. Could do well there. So this was the start. Mark got the best start, didn't he? But Cyril got the better of him on the exit of this turn.
Yeah, Cyril setting himself up, running the car slightly wider on the entry to get the undercut. and from there, just able to control the race.
You've got to be so patient on the throttle to do what Cyril did, though, because he's winding the lock on, isn't he, on the exit to get it into a tighter line. Mark's on the gas and running the car wide. Cyril's being super patient. For me, I'd be like, gas, 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 you want to go, but...
Yeah, it is so easy, especially when you're trying to overtake someone, to just get on the throttle and run wide yourself, but Cyril didn't have that problem as he went on to take the win.
Well, Cyril, after a difficult day one for Q1 and Q2, you're now sitting P3 with a good time, a good, clean run. That must feel pretty good.
Yes, I'm very happy about this result because yesterday my afternoon was really, really difficult, and we tried to do something different on the kart this morning, and it worked, so I'm really happy. Now keep pushing because the qualification for the semi-final is not sure, so I have to push very, very high now to be in the semi-final.
Thanks very much. Best of luck for Q4.
Well, that's Q3 done and dusted. Timmy Hansen unable to win that one. Fastest went first. Andreas Backerud took it in race 2 with a brilliant time. Have they found something which is going to make him super competitive? At the minute, he's going to take pole in semi-final 2. Then it's Kevin Hansen and Tom Marklund in 4th. Weeman is in 5th. He's threatening again. Liam Doran in 6th place. That's great. He's up from 9th. Timo Scheider 7th. Christian Sabo is in 8th, despite his issues in that last session. Baumanes, Shisharit, Raymond into the top 11, and Tim Yanov too. Bennett is almost there. He's so close at home. One session to go. Well, that session starts now for RX2 and for Euro RX as well. The World RX guys, Dan, have got a very short turnaround to get the cars back out for Q4 here.
Yeah, so only 7 races, is it, for these for the World RX boys to try and get the cars turned around, figure out some tyre tactics, work out where they are in the standings after Q3, whether they want to put new boots on the car or not, and set up changes and all sorts. So a lot of hard work now in the paddock.
Nilsson, Olofsson and Lavera in this one. Olofsson rolled yesterday.
Quite spectacularly, actually.
It did, yeah. It was a fast, proper barrel roll, wasn't it, up at turn 1? So Nilsson's on the inside. Good start though from Olofsson. Olofsson had a great weekend last time out at Holliers. He was out last weekend for Nordic.
We saw Albert Lavera out there as well at the Nordic round, learning the track at Julius, which is a super hard track to get right. Lots of crests, blind corners and jumps. So Albert out there as well, learning the track. But Simon Olofsson had a fantastic weekend, scoring podium positions.
Good for these guys too, isn't it? Because of course they're going there with RX2 later on in the year, and you can't beat, you know, a cheeky little run out on a track.
No, I mean any amount of seat time, even if you're not on the tracks that you're going to be racing on. Any amount of seat time to play around with the car and learn different setups is valuable time.
Oh, Lavera running out wide there. You can see him out on the bumps that are out close to the tyre barrier. Nilsson on the road on the exit. Tight in onto that left-hand corner. Dan, yesterday the lap times for these guys were quite close, weren't they, to the lap times for Supercar, particularly when the track was dirty.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Oliver Ericsson. I think he got down to the 41-second lap times, which William Nilsson's done now, actually. William Nilsson set a 41.9 on lap 1. Yeah, yesterday Oliver Ericsson was on a big push, and his lap time would have seen him in top 12 in the European Supercars.
Amazing, absolutely amazing, with half the power.
Yeah, fantastic job by him. And these cars work well on this track. It's quite a technical circuit, so they're able to change direction fast. For example, in this section here now, where we're watching William Nilsson, it's easier, a little bit easier to keep the cars tighter on that corner. They don't have the power to force themselves into a mistake, but also the cars are a little bit lighter as well, so able to switch the direction a bit quicker.
Nilsson with a gap of 1.5 seconds over Olofsson. Here they're the revs very high on the exit of the hairpin. Maybe a clutch kick or not?
Yeah, I think maybe just a bit of a clutch kick there. These cars, of course, naturally aspirated, so don't have a turbocharger, so they don't have that lower end power on the so they might run it down to box a little bit mid-corner and then kick the clutch to bring the revs back up and have the power to exit.
Up and over the jump, and Nilsson, I think these guys are taking it pretty much flat down.
Yeah, I think so. I think they're maybe a little bit left for braking on the takeoff, but then releasing just before they leave the ground so that they don't end up nosediving. But we're seeing now William Nilsson and Simon Olofsson on the last lap going in for the Joker lap, which we know is the faster way to take this circuit. But William's going to come through and set the benchmark time for the RX2 boys in this Q1 race. And he comes across and takes the flag in front of Simon Olofsson, 2.4 seconds ahead. And then
2:58.2 for Nilsson, who, of course, was injured back in Barcelona, wasn't he, with that impact at the merge of the Joker lap there.
Yeah, so William there, and good recovery.
2:58.2 for Nilsson. Olofsson, fellow Swede in P2, having rolled yesterday, fighting back up the positions. All these guys will make the semis, but this is about what order they make it, and that will be crucial. Albert Lovera third.
So here's a replay of the start. Simon Olofsson looking like he had good reactions, but bogging slightly on the line, having to maybe get back on the clutch a little bit, and then looking up the inside of William Nilsson, but not able to find a gap there. And William having a good run through turn one and able to pull himself a bit of a gap. So it was a good run there from William. He was sitting in P7 overnight after Q3, and we are going to hear from him now. We've got Laura is down with William to hear his opinion on that last race.
Well, a solid start to the day for you. How is the track feeling? We did have rain overnight, a 2:58 for you as well, the time.
The track feels pretty good, actually. The grip is coming back towards it was yesterday, so it's being better and better. But at the warm-up earlier today, it was quite slippery. So I feel good. Good grip in track, and I feel good.
Excellent. Best of luck for Q4. Thank you.
Thank you.
Looking very comfortable, clearly having fun. Now three more in this one. We've got Anders Michalak on the inside, Ben-Philip Gundersen next to him, and then Vasily Gryazin. So at the minute, Gryazin is P5, Gundersen is P3, Michalak is in P6. So towards the sharp end. Dan, really you want to be top four. If you're top four, then you know you're on the front row. Shoe change going on there for some scooter action.
Some new boots.
New boots all round. What can he do with those? Looked like he hadn't got away, but he actually has got away nicely, but not as well as Michalak. Michalak is perfectly level, goes deep on the brakes. Gundersen early on the brakes will hope that Michalak runs out wide, but he doesn't. Michalak goes defensive. He's perfectly aware of what Gundersen wanted to do in the next turn. Gundersen now, though, will look to get a better exit down towards the jump, but nowhere to go. There's only one line down through there, Dan.
Yeah, we can see either side of the racing line there. It is loose gravel, and if these guys just put two wheels on that, then they're going to be running wide and losing time already, so they don't want to be doing that. But I think we'll be seeing Gundersen now going for the Joker lap to get himself out the back of Michalak, which he has done. So Gundersen, we know he's one of the fastest boys in the RX2 class this season, and what can he do now he doesn't have any traffic in front of him?
Gundersen so unlucky, wasn't he, in Barcelona? Well, no, that's not fair. He made a big mistake in Barcelona.
Yeah, really shutting the door on the two boys. I think it's Jesse Kallio and Oliver Eriksson.
Slammed it, didn't he, mate? It was like full on. They both had their foot in the door, and he slammed it on their feet. It was unusual with Ben too. I mean, we know he's a lovely, calm, quiet guy at the car, super aggressive driver, but you can't do that, and he must have known that. And I'm gutted for him really, because it's going to cost him, I think, any chance at the championship.
Yeah, so I think it was a Q3 race which he done it in, and shut the door on the pair of them, and Oliver Eriksson ended up not able to finish that race because he was in the tyre barrier, and Gundersen got disqualified from that qualifying session, which meant he didn't make the semi-finals. Was the only driver to not make the semis in Barcelona.
Ironically, if it happened here, he'd make the semis anyway. You know, 13 cars there, weren't there, and only one person was going to make it. So Gundersen's he's 3/10 quicker. So Gundersen's got 3/10 quicker than Michalak on that last lap. So does Michalak respond and go Joker now? I would, but I think he's run a bit wide there to be taking the Joker. So Michalak clearly feels he can hold the pace of Gundersen. What's Gundersen going to get that gap down to now? It was 4.7. Have a look at your timing screen when they cross the line. Gundersen's time will update. 4.5, another 2/10. So what do you think, Dan? I think Michalak maybe should have gone on lap 3. I mean, we'll see, you know, if he thinks he's got enough. But Ben's taking at the minute 2/3 out of him per sector.
Yeah, so Ben is on a big push now to get up to the back of them, but we know the Joker lap is also faster on the last lap, which these guys are now on, so not going to have as much of a run down to turn 1 for Gundersen to pass Michalak.
Here goes Michalak into the Joker now. Greisen's going to go with him. Gundersen on the inside. Michalak's actually quite a long way in front. I don't think, not sure Gundersen's going to have enough pace to get round him. It's not. So Michalak, good decision. I'll tell you what, Greisen nearly held on as well. So Michalak does it. P2, 1.7 seconds slower than Nielsen. He rolls back down the access road on the far side of the circuit. The RX2 paddock is over there, along with the Euro RX paddock, so there's stuff to see for all the fans both sides of the track. Gundersen P2, Greisen P3, Michalak for the win. They slot in. So they all beat Olofsson and Oliveira, but none of them are as quick as Nielsen. So Nielsen is the man. Looks super close. What, 0.3 of a second in between those three there? 3, 4, 5?
Yeah, very close. Obviously, these guys are all in spec cars as well, so you can expect the lap times to be close. But Greisen here, you can see, opting to go really wide on the way into turn 1, hoping to get the undercut, but it didn't quite work out for him. And Gundersen all over the back of Michalak on lap 1. And then opting to take the Joker lap a little bit later on in the race.
He was quicker, it seems, doesn't it? But he would have needed more laps to get there. It's the sort of thing, if he was, you know, semi-final with 6 laps, that might have paid off. But on this occasion, not enough laps to catch up to Michalak. And I'm sure they'll all be pleased with that performance. Laura is down with Anders Michalak now, so we will be able to hear his thoughts. It's a good run.
Well done, a solid performance on a Sunday morning. How would you rate that performance here in Q4?
We had a good start and a very clean heat, no big mistakes. I'm satisfied.
And how's the track feeling as well after rain overnight?
It's the same as yesterday. No big changes.
Yeah, it's evolved during the morning, hasn't it? Thanks very much, well done.
Thank you.
Interesting, he feels the track is the same as yesterday, and that might be because, Dan, they've had more cars running across it, so maybe it is more similar to yesterday for them than it was for the world guys.
Yeah, so there was already that hardcore blue groove that we've seen yesterday. That has been quicker to be uncovered from the the re-sweeping yesterday and the dampness.
So Ericsson is on the inside of this one. Then it's Trogan, Kallio, McConnell and Volders. Ericsson won all 3 sessions yesterday. Kallio took 1 P2 and 2 P3s. Trogan currently sitting in 4th. McConnell is down in 8th, and Volders is in 9th. So this is a quick one. Ericsson looking to take a clean sweep of qualifying. McConnell's gone out very wide, going to try them round the outside. Fraser McConnell comes in a bit hot, looks at the front right wheel. Could potentially still get P2. He's got Kallio on the inside. Runs him a little bit wide, but he holds on to the position. Fraser McConnell, nice and aggressive through there. He had a meet and greet last night with a certain Sean Paul, didn't he? Sean Paul apparently sat in his car and put it on the limiter. Go on, Sean Paul.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Fraser McConnell might have been a bit, gritting his teeth a little bit here in his car, just sat on the rev limiter, but all good fun. There's, 2 Jamaicans get together and rev cars.
I love the idea of Sean Paul backstage, on the limiter in an RX2 car. But as you say, Fraser probably thinking, please do look after the car. I need it tomorrow. But Ericsson leads from McConnell, Kallio, Volders, Trogan has jokered on the first lap. Kallio will roll over the back of McConnell here. So these 2 guys running in the same team. I wonder if they'll joke them on separate laps, Dan.
Yeah, I think we'll see Kallio go to the Joker lap now. It doesn't look like he's going to be held up too much from people behind him. And with him being all over the back of Fraser McConnell, it would make sense for him to try and give himself that bit of air.
I mean, as they're in the same team, in theory, you can joke at the driver in front, can't you? But it's not really fair to joke at the driver in front when they've won the start. I'd feel a bit hard done by if they're like, oh, can you move over your teammates quicker? I get it if you're in a, you know, if there was a manufacturer team that you were in motorsport, it happens, doesn't it? But Fraser wouldn't want to be joking to favour Kallio.
No, we don't want a Fernando is faster than you message coming through.
Multi 18 away. I don't know. Yeah, we do have sponsors. We don't have any of that though, do we?
No, this is Rallycross, not the circuit stuff. So it's all out racing here.
Ericsson a second clear of McConnell, but McConnell doing well to go with him. Fraser wasn't happy yesterday. He said he needs to have a talking to himself. So he's down in 8th, whereas Ericsson's been first all weekend. Now McConnell goes joker. Aggressive on the way in, comes from a rally driving background. That's a great joker out by Fraser McConnell. He's going to hold him off, I think. Kallio's going to have extra speed, but look at that, he's gapped him, if anything, Dan.
Yeah, I'd say he has gapped him. There's definitely another car length there from the back of McConnell to Kallio. So Fraser done a fantastic job, a super tidy joker lap as well.
He was 2/10 quicker on the joker look, and he was actually a 10th quicker on the standard lap over those last 2 laps. So 3/10, and that's what 3/10 looks like. Car length, and that's what you want. A car length is the difference between driving on your mirrors and not.
Yeah, it just relieves that pressure from McConnell.
Here we go, then Ericsson into the joker on the last lap. This is the final qualifying session for RX2 here. Round 3 of the RX2 International Series presented by Cooper Tyres. Ericsson's going to take it, and I think he's going to win the session by quite a margin. 2:56.5. He goes P1, 1.7 seconds quicker than William Nilsson. McConnell with a 2:58.1 will go P2. So that's nicely done. And I think Nilsson will hold on, will he, for P3? He will. Fantastic drive. Oliver Ericsson has won all 4 qualifying sessions here in the UK at the Dayinsure Rallycross of Great Britain. Ahead of McConnell in this one, Kallio, Trogan and Volders. Here's where they slot in. And confirmation that he's won that session. Good result for McConnell as well. Done something overnight. Maybe it was that Jamaican meet-up last night inspired him. Nilsson, Kallio, Trogan look the top 5. We'll have the standings for you very shortly. So it's very sensible stuff. Look at McConnell and Volders really wide, trying to go around the outside, and he was unlucky there, just locked the front right, otherwise he might have made that stick.
Yeah, McConnell there going for a move that we've not actually seen anybody do this so far this weekend, and not quite able to make it stick, but getting himself up from starting P5 on the grid up to second place, so it was a good move.
And I'd say the majority of that time to his teammate Ericsson, probably lost in that first corner, but the tactical gain from being in P2 allowed him to get the result, which is sees in P2 in the session.
Yeah, he was following his teammate Ericsson, who we've seen be fastest all weekend, so Fraser would have been using him as effectively as his toe.
Ericsson as tidy as ever. He's going to be very, very difficult to beat. He's won both rounds so far, and he's won all the sessions here in the UK.
Well, Oliver, you're 1.7 seconds faster than anyone else. I said well done to you just before our interview, and you shook your head and said a few mistakes, so clearly not happy. What were those mistakes, and how will you rectify them ahead of the semi-finals?
I did a few. I'll break myself into turn 1 and so on. I tried to push a bit more to see where I can gain some more speed, and sometimes it was a bit too much, but overall, yeah, decent run. Good start again, could drive clean and take the P1.
Thank you very much. Best of luck for the semis.
Standings at the end of qualifying for RX2. Oliver Ericsson with a clean sweep of quali from Jesse Kallio. Ben Philip Gunderson is 3rd, Trogan is 4th, Fraser McConnell up to 5th, William Nilsson 6th, Mitchell 7th, Grierson is in 8th, and the rear of the grids, Volders, Olofsson and Levera. So that's RX2 done for qualifying. We've got Euros Q4. The first of the cars have just done their tyre warm outside. The supercars are down here. They're on the grid. And, of course, won't be long before we've got the World RX guys back out. So these guys should give us down a good indicator, particularly Larson yesterday, of how this track's developing.
Yeah, we're going to see if the lap times are tumbling down. Some of the RX2 boys were saying they feel the track is developing through the sessions. So I'm sure we're going to see it as well with these guys in the supercars now.
Fast times incoming. Here we go then. Euro RX Q4 race 2, sorry. We've got a race missing. Interesting. So just in, Attila Moser has gone. So that means that this one is down as race 2. It's, you guys know it's race 1. So when there's a last-minute retirement, they slot the cars in. We don't want a 2-car race. We had a 3 and a 3, so luckily we're up to 5 cars, and that is a lot more fun. So Mandy August on the inside. Preskivas, who rolled yesterday with the best start. Oh, Walfridson's going to get around the outside. So Walfridson has managed to get the whole shot into turn 1. Mandy August in P2. Evshin at the back of the pack at the minute.
But Peter Hedstrom, is good to see him back out. Yesterday we saw him just rolling off the line, smoke pouring out the back of the car. So I would imagine we saw him, that would have seen an engine change for him overnight. I don't think he actually went out in morning warm-up this morning. I was down watching on the grid when the retro boys were going out doing laps, and Hedstrom turned up late and they wouldn't let him go out for 2 laps of warm-up, so it could be the first time this car is properly run today.
So they've got that finish, Dan, very last minute then, haven't they? If that's the case, they've only just finished Hedstrom's car, and this is effectively, this is its first check.
Yeah, so they would have run it up on the stands this morning and did some boost checks and so on and so forth, but that can never be as effective as driving it on track.
Shakedown in your race, not ideal, but Hedstrom joked early and is currently P13, so he really wants in the first round of his European campaign to make it at least through to the semi-finals. Walfridsson, who you're watching, is currently P12, so that's the man that Hedstrom needs to get after. Mandy August is in P11, so Mandy August, who is running P2 at the minute, but hasn't joked, neither's Walfridsson. How far back is Hedstrom? He's 6.5 off Walfridsson, look, but that means he's what? He's only 4.1 off the back of Mandy August, so could be close there.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we're going to see Hedstrom able to make up enough time to catch Walfridsson. That last lap he was 0.4 of a second down on what Walfridsson is putting in, so Hedstrom on his shakedown run for the engine, maybe not quite got the same sort of pace as he did yesterday.
So Mandy August, who's in P11, is his big target then in terms of trying to outscore, and August runs wide. As we say that, Mandy August runs wide in the hairpin, and that's going to play into the hands of Hedstrom. So Hedstrom now should close that gap down. Look, you can see that August has dropped time. It was 4.1, it's currently 3.6, what it is as he crosses the line. I'll tell you what, Mandy August is doing a good job here against Hedstrom. Apart from that mistake in the hairpin, she's not losing time.
Yeah, she's really holding her own, and considering the amount of experience Peter Hedstrom has.
Yeah, compared to Mandy in a supercar.
Yeah, so fantastic job by her.
Walfridsson looking tidy, keeping it fairly calm. Can't beat all those throttle inputs, can he, through the hairpin? Into the joke lap for Walfridsson. He's going to take this one, but it's about Mandy August versus Peter Hedstrom. Hedstrom on the right of your screen. Here comes Walfridsson, going to stop the clocks. Hedstrom has managed to get past Mandy August. Doesn't get past Walfridsson. So I'd say August was P11, Walfridsson P12, Hedstrom P13. And between them was... Mandy August was on 99 qualifying points, Walfridsson on 98 and Hedstrom on 94. So now he's only managed in theory to edge August by a point, but of course we've got another 10 cars to come, so all to play for.
Evan there with a problem, limping round to the finish line there in a Christopherson Motorsport car.
DNF yesterday in Q3, so this is going to be a slow time. Sondra Evshin in P9. So again, you see, you just cannot tell, can you? So Evshin could hold on, in theory, having made the finish. But to be honest with you, he's looking in danger on 100 points. He's only 1 point clear of Aldrin and August. So there's lots to play for in Euros from making it through. The bottom end of the pack is looking very tight indeed. Walfridsson, Hedstrom, August, Pleskova, Sondra Evshin with a slow time, but does make the finish. Laura is with Lucas Walfridsson now. Let's go and have a catch-up.
Well, and a solid start here to the Sunday. How was that from your driver's seat?
Very good, good starting, clean race, and I'm very happy. Very good.
Thank you very much. Well done.
So about 4 seconds slower than the world guys were going. Dan, you were looking at the times compared to RX2 as well.
Yeah, Oliver Eriksson there would have finished second in that race with his winning time from RX2.
That's outrageous, isn't it? That might be a good budget way to enter the European Championship, mate. See if we can sneak an RX2 car onto the grid. Yeah, incredible performance. The issue there would be winning the start, of course, but Walfridsson back there. We've got 10 fast cars still to come. You might be able to hear them on the pre-grid underneath the commentary box. And that's going to decide this big squabble for the bottom places in the semi-finals. Second race of Q4 on the grid. Let's have a look. Munich, Tiedemann, Ikonen, Ordran and Fucik. Fucik currently down in 17th. Where are the others? Ordran is up in 10th at the minute. Ikonen is in P8. Tiedemann, Pontus Tiedemann, the rally driver, out in a per Eckland run. Beetle is in P7, and Rennie Munich is up in P6. Oh, dreadful start. Tiedemann stalled, and that's a dreadful start by 3 cars there. Tiedemann's got to get that car started and get going. He does. So Pontus Tiedemann is away from the grid now. Munich, what happened there? Munich's just gone straight on and been collected on the exit. It's almost like the car stalled down.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to have to watch a replay to really see what happened there. We were looking out the window of our commentary position to see if we could see Tiedemann getting away, but Munich there now looking like he's about to pull off, is he?
He's gone wrong direction up towards turn 1 and parked it in the runoff area. So Ordran leads this one. Unusually, no rear wing on this one. Dan excess to requirements, but it's not that it's come off. They didn't run one yesterday either.
No, it sort of looks like a Super 1600 car going around out there, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. I mean, there are times, aren't there, where that extra downforce on the rear makes a difference. You see the supercars like Martin when he lost his rear wing in, well, in fact, he lost it on the roof, to be fair. In Sprint Derby, it made a huge difference the way the car handled, and particularly sometimes over jumps.
Yeah, it can affect the handling, but also straight line speed. I remember when testing with Subaru, played around a lot with the rear wings and various things like that. You can see him nosedive there on the jump, so maybe the rear wing could have also helped to push the back end of the car to make it fly a bit straighter.
That was Dan referring there to testing with SRT USA, the factory-backed team over in America. They're going to be racing in America's Rallycross again this year. They raced with us last year, of course, here at Silverstone, Trois-Rivières and Cota. They will be at Trois-Rivières this year alongside the World Rallycross Championship ARX, ARX2, ARX3 as well with the Sierra buggies. That's a new class which has been added. You'll be able to see the stream for Sierra buggies, I think, on their website. And of course, you'll be able to watch all of the action from America's Rallycross on the America's Rallycross Facebook page and YouTube channel as well. So I think it's arxrallycross.com. They're on all the same social medias as well. The racing need to get amongst it. We've had some brilliant racing in that. Scott Speed, the champion, has moved across to sign for Subaru this year. It's going to be with Sandell and Atkinson. We've got Arpin is going to be with Travis Picoy. Picoy is getting his first taste of a supercar these last couple of days and he's loving it. So we should have some fun racing over in the States. Of course, we've got Travis Pastrana. Sorry, not Travis Pastrana, Tanner Fowles. We might see Travis later, of course, still with Subaru. He made one appearance last year. New tracks over there as well, so lots and lots of action coming up. ARX Rallycross starts in 2 weeks' time at Mid-Ohio. Brand new track. We've got 2 new tracks, Gateway Motorsports Park as well. We're going back to Cota and Trois-Rivières as well. We've got a double header at Gateway, and we go back to Mid-Ohio at the end of the season as well. So I hope you'll be joining us for America's Rallycross as well as all the action from the World and European Championships. Ikonen jokering on the last lap. Tiedemann, look how well he's done to catch up to Ikonen. That is just a brilliant performance, a mark of how good he is. Unfortunately, the time is not great. Ikonen 4 seconds slower nearly than our winner in the first race, Walfridsson. Barbecue smoke there or dust? I'm not sure. I could smell barbecue yesterday in the commentary box, which is not okay. I can smell barbecue. It has to come up here. So that's the deal for next year. Ikonen takes it from Tiedemann. Great fight back from Tiedemann. Doing it with a DNF. We'll have a look at that, Dan, see if we can figure out what happened in turn 1. But as you see, it's okay. We say it's not a great time. In comparison to Walfridsson, it's not. It's actually enough to put Ikonen and Tiedemann up in 3 and 4. And those guys were pretty safe anyway in terms of their positions. So Ikonen was in P8 and Tiedemann was in P7. So they've done themselves no harm there. Have a look at this.
Yeah, so we're going to have a look at the replay, and you can see Tiedemann there stalling on the line, but watch for Rennie Munich here. We can see what happened. It looked like he maybe clipped the barrier on the inside, broke the steering, and then ended up going straight on and catching the other guys out as well. So damage for Munich before the contact, and then resulting in him pulling the car off the track and not able to finish this race. But he was lying in P6 before this race, so hopefully that DNF wouldn't have cost him too much. But Tiedemann doing a fantastic job to catch up with that Store on the line. With a big nosedive there from the 208 without the rear spoiler. But we have Laura. She has caught up with our winner, Mikko Ikonen, and so we're going to hear his thoughts.
Well, a good, solid win, slightly off the time we saw from Lucas Walfridsson in the race before. Where do you think perhaps you lost a bit of time, or where perhaps can you gain more time in the semi-finals?
The first lap we had a bad start actually, and I stalled the car there, and I needed to drive behind someone else, so the first lap I lost some time there. After that I think it was a quite okay run. I don't know about the time, but I think it could be somewhere in the right level, so I think we are heading quite early to the semis and try to do a little bit better thing there.
Thank you, well done.
There you go, look at I Love RX up at the top. I wonder if that's from the RX cartel. They've got some other boards, all of which can be read out on television. But they've gathered quite a fan base, the RX cartel, in a short time, with some fun stuff on social media. Now this is going to be interesting. Tamas Karai on the inside of your picture there won Q3 yesterday. Larson had won Q1 and Q2, but Karai was in a separate race from all the others. And managed to get the time done. JB de Borg in the middle of the grid, Andrea de Borg on the outside. Two brothers run together quite often. And then we've got Brinderson in a Markman Polo, who we know is fast as well. Here we go. Bad start, Karai. Terrible start. Larson, I think, he's going to get down to turn 1 first. Oh, Andrea de Borg trying to come around the outside. JB de Borg with a terrible start as well. JB de Borg gets a little nudge from Karai. Karai looks to have stalled it. Yeah, it's a bit harsh shutting the door like that. Andrea de Borg just closes it on Brinderson, but fair enough, he got it done.
Yeah, Brinson having to really back out there, and you can see there's a bit of damage on his rear bumper, looking like it's folded under the rear tyre there, but it doesn't look to be causing too much of a problem. A little bit of tyre smoke there, maybe, but it shouldn't be causing him a puncture. But Robin Larson now is out in front, where he would have wanted to have been at the start of his Q3 race yesterday, but had to fight off the traffic. And but now he's out the front. We see JB de Borg going for the Joker lap, coming out behind Karai, who had that problem in turn 1.
Yeah, Karai with a terrible start. It looked like, well, it could have been bad reaction, but it looked, as well, the RPM wasn't right either. So Larson leading. Oh my goodness me, he is landing that to flat down. That is a massive jump from Larson.
Yeah, and the car just jumps so straight, so it doesn't really follow the curve of the lander either. It seems to be landing with the rear wheels first, so it's not going to be very nice for him in the car either. But of course, adrenaline taking over, and he won't be feeling the landing too much. We see Andre de Borg now going for the Joker lap to cover off his brother JB, but his brother's actually caught up behind the back of Karai, who's not gone for the Joker lap yet. So JB having to find his way past on track, goes up the inside at turn 1, and nicely done, hard on the brakes and not running too wide. But Karai now back on the inside, but not able to get it stick.
Dan Rook, good job, mate. You'll be lead soon. I'm loving it. Thank you. I'm just we're getting our grids together for Q4 World RX now. With these long sessions, we don't get the chance to leave the commentary box, so I'm sometimes talking to race control and producers and so on, where we paperwork delivered up to us. And the reason we were waiting for it is to see if there was any further action. Oh, Karai's retired, and you can see that head nod is normally a swear word, so he's not happy. Yeah, we're looking to see if there'll be any action between Timosyanov and Sabo. That's been under investigation during the whole of this session, and the timing screen shows no further action. So that means they've published the grid scores, and we'll have the results and so on ready to get Q4 underway for World RX. Those guys are not going to be wheeled out to the grid early because they need the re-prep time. So, oh, there's Karai, look, and that's going to affect the times because down they're having to go out into the loose dirt.
Yeah, not able to get as much traction on the exit of the hairpin there, but luckily only affecting them for 1 lap.
Larson coming round, the time to beat is 2:53.5. He's
got to find the grip on the run to the line, but he's going to do it, and I think he's going to do it quite easily. He does, 250.9. Larson goes P1, 2.6 seconds faster. So it is Robin Larson who takes the session, 250.9. How's that compared to Baccarat? So I would have seen him P3. Larson would have been P3 in World Q3, so that is a great time by Robin Larson. There it is, Larson, 250.914. Brinderson, Dubourg, JB behind his brother Andrea, Karai in 5th with a DNF. And they all go towards the top of the table. Look, nicely done. In fact, 3 of them look ahead of Walfredson. JB Dubourg dropping into 5th. Larson has won 3 out of the 4 sessions and is definitely the TQ for round 1 of the 2019 FIA European Rallycross Championship for Supercars. So up to turn 1. Karai wasn't such a terrible start when you see it from a different angle, but
just not having the reaction times, I don't think.
No, and then that, you know, so he had a couple of little issues, didn't he? It suggests maybe there was something not quite right with the car. Andrea Dubourg ending up down in behind. Was it JB in front? Oh, I can never tell the difference. We must tell them to put that green or orange on the front of the car, because that's where we always see them in turn 1, isn't it? Yeah. Touching the wall there, big push.
Yeah, Robin Larson having a lot of understeer around turn 1 there, running the car right out to the wall, so having a little bit of a squeeze in his seat there.
Squeeze one moment there, he won't have liked that at all. Very, very close to the wall, but he's at the top of the timesheets anyway, and he's with Laura now.
Robin, you've won 3 of the 4 qualifying sessions so far. How was that for you this morning? You're 2.7 seconds quicker than anyone else.
Yeah, it was a good run. I was so annoyed and irritated on myself after the start in Q3, so I analyzed a lot during the night and tried to really take that start, and it went well. And yeah, got 4 clean laps, so now I'm just gonna analyze a little bit more and get some more speed for the semi-final, so it's looking good.
Thank you very much, well done.
Larson's happy with that. So Robin Larson then wins 3 of the 4 qualifying sessions for European Rallycross Championships round 1 2019, ahead of Belgium last round. Come the end of a dramatic qualifying, which saw Kevin Hansen walk away from this role. Ekstrom was sat in 8th, while his championship rivals and VW teammates Petter Solberg and Johan Kristoffersen were on pole in each of the semis. Semi 1, and it was Sebastian Loeb's turn to feel the wrath of Belgium's infamous first corner. Brother Kevin and teammate Loeb were out, but the Peugeots were looking quick, and Timmy Hansen promptly booked his place on the front row for the final. Semi 2, and a great start from Ken Block from row 2 saw him punch himself past Solberg and up into 2nd place. Big move, but sadly big damage, as the American eventually retired. Solberg in trouble jokered early to find some clear air and set some blistering lap times. Baccarat out front left his joker until the last lap, but his compatriot and rival had done enough to slide past the young contender on the last corner and take the top spot. Solberg getting one over Baccarat. On to the final, and it was that last corner that provided the headlines again. Solberg leading left the smallest of gaps, and Hansen in 2nd made the most of the chance. The pair swapped paint down the straight, but Hansen held the position. Solberg coming off worse. Anything can happen.
Yeah, I mean, this is Rallycross, and literally anything can happen.
Saw that in Abu Dhabi massively, of course. Don't think we're going to have anything like that here, hopefully. Mind you, remember turn 1 last year in the semi-finals, Solberg and Kristoffersen into the inside, had to restart it. They were rebuilding Solberg's car on the grid, you know. We got the big jump. We've seen a few cars break over that. Some people are flying it all the way. Some people not so much. Let's take a look at the standings as we come into Q4, so you guys can see where we're at. Timmy Hansen leads, having won 2 of the sessions. Andreas Baccarat won Q3. Kevin Hansen, look, he's in 3rd at the minute, so that would be an all-Hansen front row if it stays like that, but he's close to Baccarat. Markland 4th, great run by him. Yoni Weeman 5th, Liam Doran 6th. Liam will be hoping that to have another reasonable run. See, it hasn't been brilliant for him. Look at his scores, and he's frustrated, but we know he's fast. Timo Scheider 7th, he went well here last year in ARX. Sabo is in 8th, despite that troubled run last time out. Baumanis, Shisharit, Raymond, Timazyanov, the winner from last time, look, on the cusp of not making it this time. And if he doesn't make it, the most likely person to benefit will be Oliver Bennett. Mark Higgins is just outside that top 12 as well, so there's a few people who are going to be hoping that they might make it through to the semis in this last session. Coming up to form the grids for this last session. We don't ever flip the grid in Q4, if you're wondering. So the Q1 is a random draw. Q2 and Q3, the grids are formed from the results of the previous session, but they can be reversed by our randomizer. They were reversed this weekend, both sessions. I think that's the first time, actually, Dan, that both sessions have been reversed.
Yeah, normally it's been one, but our randomizer giving us both sessions on the flip side just to play around with everybody.
Baccarat may be able to capitalise on that, but he was only 1 run behind. Yesterday, Scheider was 4 runs behind, and I think that was more likely yesterday that Scheider benefited from a clean track than Baccarat 4 laps.
Yeah, I mean, Andreas as well, he set his fastest lap on lap 1, so the difference between Timmy's last lap and Andreas' first lap is really not going to be very much difference.
Here we go then, Q4, the final qualifying session for round 4 of the FIA World Rallycross Championship, the Dayinsure Rallycross of Great Britain. Race 1, Gulan Schischrit on the inside next to Sabo, Napik and Guillaume de Ridder. So Sabo look is in 8th, Schischrit in 10th, and in fact de Ridder has not made it to the grid. The team unable to repair the car in time. De Ridder, in fact, is in the pre-grid. He's in the background just to the right of your shot is de Ridder being held. So he didn't make it on time. He's literally, he's 50 metres back from the grid. That is gutting, Dan. And they're reversing Guillaume de Ridder off. You can see him to the right-hand side there. De Ridder is being reversed off the grid. Adjudged by the stewards not to have made it in time. Team boss, team owner, Gulan Schischrit has. Here he goes. Good start, Schischrit and Sabo. Going to be between these two. Sabo's going to try around the outside, but he's not going to be able to. So Schischrit's going to get the whole shot here. Sabo shuts the door and Napik behind.
Schischrit actually running the car wide there on the approach down to turn 1 from pole position, running Sabo out wider as well, so that he wasn't quite able to perform the undercut as well as he would have wanted to, and of course it paid off. Sabo was not able to get back in underneath it.
Good awareness from Glenn then, basically. You know, they'll have looked, won't they? They'll have looked at all the different turmoils. If you win the start, don't hug the inside line, push him wide.
Yeah, that is exactly the move, and of course that then opens up the corner for you as well to be able to carry more speed through.
Sabo's joking 1, and I don't think personally it's going to take him long to catch up with Herb Napik. That's no insult to Herb, but Herb is 72 and sending it in the hairpin. 72 years old, that is, everyone at home, if you weren't aware.
Yeah, I mean, it's fantastic to see, isn't it? I mean, I couldn't see... I'd love to still be able to pedal a rallycross car at 72. I mean, I think I've got a long way to go before I get there, but yeah, it's awesome to see him. But like you say, maybe not the smartest moves to get Sabo in there now. I can see how the commentary position is already on the back of Herb Napik. You can see now in the centre of your screen, yeah, Napik has gone joker to release Sabo.
So that's handy for Sabo. Don't know if he'll have lost much time there or not. Schischrit out front. That car's been going well all weekend. He heads up into turn 2. What Sabo's that time's like? 39.6 from Sabo, look 39.9. So he is going quicker than Schischrit, but he caught up with Sabo. But I mean, to be fair, the lap time's very good, isn't it? Sorry, he caught up with Napik. So Schischrit coming up to the hairpin now. I suspect they'll joker him to try and cover off Sabo. They don't, so Schischrit stays out.
Yeah, so the team obviously confident that they've got the speed, but I can see now from this lap already that Sabo's taken 3 attempts out of Schischrit, and we're about to see now as Sabo crosses the timing line. Yeah, they've taken 4 attempts out of Gulan Schischrit. Christian Sabo's taken 4 attempts out of Gulan Schischrit in front of him. And our predictor there is saying that Sabo will get the overlap when they take the joker.
Schischrit goes big over the jump. I popped into GCKRX this morning. They were playing table tennis. Schischrit and de Ridder were playing table tennis. Silrimon was on the BATAC test, which is like a reaction test with buttons that light up. He scored 77. He invited me to have a go. I scored 47. Not quite so good, but it was my first attempt. I'm happy enough. Sabo trying to come around the outside. He's not going to get there, is he? Oh, Schischrit pushes him all the way out to the outside. You can can see there how dirty the track is soon. Smiles from the fans in the grandstands because that was a close old finish, but Sheestrip did well there. Predictor said he'd get him, so Sheestrip, I think that's based on that time. Sheestrip must have done a really good joker lap.
The winning time was 2:49.661 and the margin 36.
Back to the paddock for Sheestrip with a win, 2:49.661. Sabo and Napik second and third. De Ridder with a DNS, but he was sitting in the grid, and that is really gutting for him. Off the start, great start on the right-hand side for both Sheestrip and Sabo.
You can see Sheestrip there running out wider than where he would have originally started in P1, which meant he kept Szabo on his outside, and Szabo not able to cut back under because Sheestrip was there blocking him, hanging him out to dry, not able to switch it over. But Sheestrip then hanging on out in front. The guys decided to split the joker lap. Szabo going on lap 1. If he wasn't held up behind Napik, could he have made the difference? But we'll have to see. But Szabo had the lap times, but he couldn't quite do it on the overlap. Gerland Sheestrip, a very tidy joker lap, running Szabo wide on the exit and taking the win.
Well, a thrilling finish there against Christian Szabo. You just running him wide to ensure you took the win, Gerland. But I'd imagine mixed emotions for you right now. A win for you, but Guillaume de Ridder not taken to the start.
Yeah, it's that's the problem. We have we have 4 cars in the team, and sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. But it's hard for me. I try to stay focused on my race because it's already a lot of my plate. So it's like this. But I was also really unlucky on the Q3, so I really need that good race with no clear time. So let's see how we end up on the point.
We'll wait for the results. Thank you very much. Well done.
Next cars are on the line. Timmers Yarnov's in this one. Timmer's got some work to do. He's in P12 at the minute, and Ollie Bennett really wants that slot off him for a semi-final at home. Race 2 Q4, here we go. Parsonen, Scheider and Timmers Yarnov. Timmers Yarnov, as I said, in P12th, new tyres, so Timmer's gone new boots to try and make it through. Parsonen in 14th doesn't have any new boots on. Scheider's gone for 2, so he's confident he can get up a little bit further in the standings. But Timmer is the man we've got to watch. He hasn't had great starts. Rumours he's got a new engine. Team haven't confirmed that. It does sound different. But so far, the starts haven't been quite right. And if it's a brand new engine, maybe they don't have the data to get those starts quite right. So watch Timmer, the winner from last round, needs to win a start here. It's a good start, but it's not going to be ahead. So Timmer's got Parsonen on the inside of him, and Scheider too. Going to try and go around the outside of Scheider. No room there, has to back out so he doesn't end up in the wall. Parsonen gets the whole shot, runs the car wide. Look at that proper rally style. Big flick left and right. Timmers Yarnov though down in P3, so Dan is, if nobody jokes in front of him, Parsonen lands on the jump. He's spectacular, but not necessarily the quickest way.
No, I mean, we've seen how tidy the Hansa boys are, and the quick boys are just, there's no sideways drama with them at all.
He's wide, Scheider's going to go up the inside and joker for Timmer. I think he didn't have any choice there, but I think he was going to do that anyway.
I mean, I think if Parsonen hadn't run wide and Scheider wasn't able to get past, you would have seen Scheider go in there, and then Timmers Yarnov would have had to have waited another lap. But with Parsonen running wide, that meant that Scheider could get past, and then Timmers Yarnov then taking the benefit of the joker lap. And it's worked out well for the two of them there.
Yeah, it's played into their hands nicely, hasn't it? So Scheider is currently P7, I say Timmers Yarnov P12, both been released by Parsonen, who's down in P14. So Parsonen unlikely to make it, but you never know if you've got a storming time here. And that's what you want, Dan, is it when you don't win the start like that, Scheider's seen it go wide, it's like, yes. And for Timmer, again, he would have known where it is. You said, if Scheider goes joking, it just, that one mistake has gifted both these guys a bit of relief.
Yeah, so obviously being held up for a good bit of lap 1, but now able to drive their own races as Timmers Yarnov hopefully isn't going to catch up too much with the back of Parsonen, but now trying to make best of a bad start.
Scheider and Timmers Yarnov both coming through turn 1, sort of wide and carrying a lot of speed on the gas early. You can see how thin the bonnet is on this car. Everything saving weight. Of course, last year the bonnet was up on Scheider's car when he was in ARX. Somehow he still managed to finish the race. He goes Joker now. So Scheider's gone Joker, and so's Parsman, trying to protect themselves from Timozyanov. Timozyanov's going to try and come around the outside of Scheider with more speed. He'll look inside. Timozyanov goes inside Scheider. Oh, it's contact between them. Timmer couldn't quite make that stick, goes outside now. Scheider's gone defensive. Scheider to the inside. Timmer in full attack mode here. Nearly managed to get done what he did so well in Spa, which was like decisive passes, but that time he couldn't quite make it stick.
No, Scheider able to carry the extra momentum around the outside of him and catching his front end, and then making Timozyanov have to get out of the throttle so that he didn't drive Scheider around in a spin.
Oh, look how close it is behind. You can see Timmer's maybe got a bit more grip in the corners, I think, than Scheider, because he was up underneath him. And again through here, so Timmer's lost out, but it's great tactics from Scheider's team. And look how close it is at the line. Timozyanov with a big spin up in turn one after the finish. He just held on to that. He get massive points in drift for that. Scheider, look, moves across on Timmer after the finish. I think there's a bit of a wave in the car there as well. So is Timmer going to put alongside him? Have a look at this. Oh, he is. Timmer and Timmer. Oh, come on, lads. Contact on the run back to the paddock. Nothing major. I'll guarantee you that'll be under investigation. Timmer probably shouldn't have done that, but there you go. So Timo Scheider takes it by a tenth of a second from Timozyanov, passing in P3. Those two with a go-slow race on the run back to the paddock. That was brilliant. Love it. Great that we managed to catch that. Timo definitely closed the door on him and gave him a little wave, but Timozyanov is in fourth. But let's have a catch-up with Scheider. I wonder what he thinks about that incident.
Well, Timo, that was an interesting race between you and Timmer. What was going on at the end there?
Well, he had a pretty hard dive into turn one when I came out of the Joker. He tried to spin me around. It's unnecessary to do that. So I was a bit upset about this. So the second time the start guys, like before it was Baumanis, now it was Timozyanov. So they should pay attention about myself.
And of course the win for you as well, though. Are you happy with the time as well? About 1 second back from the current fastest time.
Yeah, this cost a lot of time, running time, the infight we had. So it's stupid to do it, but in the end it's a heat win and some good points for the Q4.
Thanks very much, Timo.
Scheider in this one then, contact with Timozyanov. He's had a few incidents this weekend. He obviously feels it's not quite going his way with the stewards. This wasn't it. It was later on in the race. There was a bit of contact between them there, but Dan, bit of needle, good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's great to see, isn't it? The fire in all of their bellies, trying to get themselves up in front. But personally, I don't think Timozyanov was too much in the wrong there. Once they made contact, Timmer backed out, which he could have stayed on the throttle and
he didn't drive through him, did he?
No. So Timmer, I think, was very fair there. I mean, obviously Scheider's yet to see the replay, and we're going to see the incident now.
So look at this, Timozyanov, very much in the Belgium style, goes from outside to inside. Now here, in some ways, I kind of think Timmer almost could have braked out straight to make Scheider not be able to turn him. But I mean, there's a danger then you just T-bone him. But yeah, not a lot in that. But here's the good bit. Here's the good bit after the flag. So this is watch Timmer through here. Look, have it all the way around the outside. But now he goes back up alongside. Now Scheider then goes across on him. They're side by side looking at each other, and look. Okay, no, he's only contacting with the flappy bit of wheel arch. That's okay. Amazing stuff. Well, I'm not going to lie, I quite enjoyed that. Good fun. Okay, here we go then. Race 3, Q4. 2 races to go, 10 cars. We've got the faster guys coming up. Jonny Weeman, 5th. Liam Doran, 6th. Bennett is 13th. He desperately wants to make the semis. Mark Higgins would need a stormer here to make it up from 15th. Yanis Baumanis is in 9th. Higgins, new tyres on the outside. Doran and Weeman, 1 new boot each, so they're trying to save tyres for the semis. They're that bit higher up. Look, they're both at the minute on row 2 in the semi-finals, so they're saving boots for there. Baumanis here. His anti-lag of just a few moments ago under the commentary box was so loud. Liam Doran has been super quick this weekend, but he would say himself he has made too many small mistakes. He gets frustrated with that kind of thing. Is that fire inside him going to produce a performance here? Great great start. Bennett again in the middle of the grid. That car is fast off the line. Oh, contact Doran and a sandwich in between. Wheeman's going to get the whole shot. Mark Higgins got nowhere to go on the inside. That's it for Mark Higgins. Unfortunately, not going to make the semis from there. Has to reverse out turn one. Wheeman leads from Bennett, and Doran's ended up down in P3. It's not where he wanted to be.
Yeah, big squeeze on Doran there, so not what he wanted, and having to break up there at the back of Ollie, trying to go over the jump. I think Liam wanted to send that a little bit bigger.
Yes, he did. Doran can fly that flat out, kind of. We've seen Larson in Euro land it absolutely flat, and I think Bennett's not able to jump it as far. So if Bennett doesn't go Joker, I reckon Liam will. Here we go, watch, and he does. Doran straight to the Joker lap. Backer and Balmanis has gone standard. You can see in the background Mark Higgins coming around now, and Liam just gets out in front of Mark, which is crucial for him.
Yeah, that's lucky there for Liam, and obviously Mark having that problem in turn one and then not doing the Joker, so doing the Joker on the last lap, I would imagine. But Liam now got that room where he can fly the car flat over the jump.
Look at that, it's absolutely huge. When you ride on board and you hear how long the car is up in the revs for, gives you an idea of just how far they're flying. Wheeman is pushing really hard down. You can tell from the attitude of the car how much his inputs are into it. Watching now, does Bennett to try and protect his position? He doesn't. So Bennett now has got Balmanis right up underneath him, and Liam Doran has got clear air in front to try and close the gap. What is it at the minute? It was 6 seconds to the leader. He was about 3.4 off the back of Bennett. Wheeman fastest ever of the day, 39.2. Great job.
Yeah, so seeing the form of Yoni Wheeman we've seen from Spa, having to learn this track, which the other guys know, of course, already know this track, and Balmanis there maybe having to back out of the fall as well, so maybe Ollie's not quite able to jump the car as far as the other boys.
Definitely not, so Bennett can't jump the Mini to flat, it seems, from this. I think he's in 2 cars behind now. Balmanis gives him a little nudge. Yanis is going to have to go Joker if Bennett doesn't. He does. Yanis Balmanis goes Joker. Liam Doran's coming through the standard lap now, so Balmanis around there, you can see him. Doran's got Balmanis, so Doran has got Balmanis. Wheeman, meanwhile, out front, has bagged in another 39.2. So he's done a 39.4 and 2 39.2s. Wheeman is absolutely flying. He's looking to take a session win here in the UK. Over the jump, you can see him in the background. Liam Doran goes through the left-hander. On board now with the Finn. It's the last lap. What can he do? Doran, 1.1. It looks like Doran is going to get Bennett. But you're looking at Wheeman and looking at the clock as well. His eyes are wide open. Coming around to take the finish. 2:49.6 is the time to beat. That's Gulash Shisha, its target time. Full gas now towards the line, trying to find that traction. It's a brilliant run by Wheeman. He takes it 2:47.0 for Wheeman. And that is, Timmy did a 2:47.1 yesterday. So it's the second fastest time of the weekend from Yoni Wheeman. Fantastic. What a drive by him. Liam Doran as well, 2:48.9 in P2. Balmanis looked third, Bennett and Higgins. Here's where they slot in. So Wheeman and Doran to the top of the pack, and we've got just one race yet to come. Bennett down in 8th. Will he make the semis? So off the line, poor old Higgins lost out. He's been a bit unlucky, hasn't he, racing at home in the UK?
Yeah, Higgins lost out, and Liam as well here. You can see a squeeze between Yoni Wheeman and Oliver Bennett. And then Liam trying to get back up the inside, pushing Bennett wide, but can't quite make a stick as Ollie then cuts in front of him. Really good move there from Ollie. But we'll see in the background now Higgins losing out, getting his nose into the barrier and having to reverse out.
Nowhere to go really was there for him. So Bennett, I have to say, I'm impressed. Bennett's racecraft is really improving. I think the car is amazing off the start. I'm sure he'll make the semis at some point this year, but Wheeman here was outrageously good, and you could see it early from that attitude we were talking about in the car, Dan.
Yeah, he has been fantastic, and you can just tell by the way the car is diving on the brakes and the way the car moves around. He has got it set up to the way he wants it, and he is back on form from Spa.
So Wheeman coming around to take the flag. Prior to this session, he was in 5th place. Can he get himself up onto the front row for the semi-finals?
Yoni, the second fastest time of the weekend so far, the fastest in Q4 so far. You were absolutely flying there. How happy are you with that lap?
Yeah, I mean, this was my first clean qualifying in this race, and I have to say I'm curious to see how far it's going to take me.
And all to play for then in the semi-finals. What would you be happy with going away from Silverstone with? Is it the win or nothing?
Yeah, it's hard to say. For the semi-finals, it's important to get the front row start, and then if you get in the front row for the final, anything is possible. But I will see. I still have some improvements to do in the driving, so I will try to work on that now.
Thank you very much. Well done, Yanni.
The last car pulling up to the line for the last race in the qualifying stages here at round 4 of the FIA World Rallycross Championship from Silverstone Circuit in the UK Speed Machine Festival weekend. Markland lines up to defend his position. Final race of Q4, race 4. Andreas Backrud on the inside, having won the previous session. He's second after Q3. Timmy Hansen is sitting in the TQ spot. It's going to be hard to get him off there unless he has an absolute shocker here. Cyril Raymond 11th. Done a good job to get himself up into the semis. Another good job here, could see him up a couple of rows. Kevin Hansen has gone with new boots. So Kevin, I think, looking to deny Backrud potentially and put the two Peugeots in separate semi-finals in P1 and P2. Anton Markland is 4th. Needs to defend that position from Jonny Weeman, who's just done an incredible job in the previous race. Thumbs up from the marshal. Eyes up for the last time in qualifying. This to decide who makes the top 12 and on what row they sit for the semi-finals later this afternoon. Good start across the back. Markland drops back slightly. Kevin Hansen ahead and moves across on Cyril Raymond. Timmy Hansen's lost out to Backrud, though. Backrud with a brilliant start. Timmy Hansen rides up the front wheel of Raymond and loses out. So Kevin Hansen up into P2. Oh, Timmy gets in the side from Markland. So Timmy Hansen somehow holds on in the wars through the first couple of corners. We said he needs a good run here. Well, not to have a bad run here, and he's just about got away with that. So that was dodgy times for Timmy in the first couple of corners.
Yeah, Timmy getting a little bit beaten up there, unfortunately for him, but he's still sitting in P3. Will we see him go to the Joker lap now to split the strategy? No, so Markland goes instead. So Markland now getting in the Joker lap.
So Markland's got to do a mega time here if he wants to hold on to 4th place, because say Weeman has done an absolutely stunning job. Problems possibly for Cyril Raymond. He went very big over the jump. Fastest lap of the day. Andreas Backrud has got so I think that's the fastest lap of the weekend down 39.1.
Yeah, I think that is. I think you're right there. 39.1. Andreas is on a massive push, and well, we must be seeing the track developing as well.
And Timmy, I saw Kevin Hansen behind him. He's on brand new tyres, but Backrud is just doing a fantastic job here. So maybe they found something on the car. You can see a little bit of damage from the front. Bonnet just sitting up slightly. Maybe he's glanced one of the barriers on the way around. Kevin goes Joker. Kevin maybe thinks then he can make use of those new tyres. He releases his brother Timmy, so Timmy has been released. Kevin then has given himself some air time in front of him to try and get the laps in. Fastest lap of the day, Timmy Hansen, 38.9, so the track's definitely getting faster.
Yeah, down to the 38 now, so really confident in the lap times. Really big push from these boys. We're going to see Jonny Weeman's time really a threat here.
Massive jump by Timmy Hansen. He's in full attack mode. It's just going to come down between him and Backrud. I reckon they'll split strategy, so Backrud is sure to hold on for the last lap, isn't he? So I think Timmy might go now. It depends if they want to try and win the session or if they're happy to follow him. He doesn't.
No, so they're happy to follow Andreas. It's not like Timmy's being held up. There is a bit of a gap there to Andreas in front of him. So Timmy maybe wanting to make up a little bit more time to try and leapfrog Kevin.
So Timmy Hansen then decided he can't beat Backrud, isn't he? And it's better to Joker on lap 4 and go for the overall time, especially knowing what Weeman has done. Kevin Hansen at the minute is still going to be 2/10 off the back of Backrud. We're on the final lap. These guys are all able to fly that jump. Absolutely massive. So Backrud leading from Timmy down towards the last hairpin. This is the point at which you can get it wrong. 2:47.0 the target time. Timmy Hansen gaining on the brakes. It's the Constantina effect. Up into the Joker. Backrud will keep it tight in here. Timmy will too. Watch for the inside for Kevin Hansen. Andreas Backrud trying to hold on to the line. It's going to run Kevin out wide. Timmy versus Kevin to the line. Kevin gets Timmy. The Backrud guys go mad. It's P1 for Backrud. He goes ahead of Weeman. It's 2:46.6, which is the fastest time of the weekend for Andreas Backrud on used tyres. Backrud has gone fastest time of the weekend, and he has won at Q4. That is Cyril Raymond coming round to the line. He was P11, remember, and that's not what he needed. So who's going to make the cut? You're going to find out very soon indeed. Andreas Backerud takes Q4, race 4, and with it the session as well. Kevin Hansen, P2. Timmy Hansen, P3, having been beaten up at the start. Anton Markland 4th, Cyril Raymond 5th. That's where they slot in. Look, Wieman gets P3 in this session. Anton, though, is P5, so who's going to get that all-important front row start in the semi-finals? Andreas Backerud, fastest time of the weekend. What a job.
Andreas, well done. You are driving with so much confidence, aggression. Another brilliant run from you. Fastest time of the weekend so far as well. How happy are you?
Very happy, very happy. We won the fight with Kevin there, so should put us in pole position for semi-final 2, and that was a key. Obviously, they did great tactics yesterday with using a lot of new tires. So yeah, they did well. Managed to fight back today. Good help from KYB and the rest of the team to dial it all in, and feel pretty fast, even though we stalled again in turn 7. So I was, and the radio stopped working, so I didn't know the gaps or anything. Did a joker. I was a bit nervous that I lost too much in the stall, but obviously it went fine. Now it starts to rain, so the game will change for the semis.
The track's going to change again, isn't it? Thank you very much, Andreas. Well done.
Off the line on the inside. Watch for Timmy Hansen, look. So at this point here, Cyril Raymond and him are side by side. Timmy just rides up him slightly. That's when you're really concerned as to what's going to happen, because at that point it's pretty random. Tyre against tyre, anything can happen. So Kevin's got around the outside of him. He then got a little nudge in the next corner. Well, Cyril flew the jump really big, but to me it was almost too big down, and from then on he struggled with it. But Backerud was on fire.
Yeah, Backerud was on an absolute mission. He picked up some damage somewhere on the front corner. I was a bit concerned maybe his bonnet would fly up, but didn't have that problem. And Timmy, even when Timmy had the clear air, you can see there, that was where he stalled the car. All 4 wheels stopping, but it didn't hinder him too much.
Brilliant drive by Andreas Backerud to take the win in Q4. Here it is then, standings at the end of qualifying, 2 session wins apiece for Timmy Hansen and Andreas Backerud. Timmy takes the TQ, his 2nd of the year. Andreas Backerud is in P2. Then it's Kevin Hansen, and Jonny Wieman has got Markland by 1 qualifying point. Look on the right-hand side of your screen. Wieman gets the front row start that he so desperately wanted. Markland 5th, Liam Doran in 6th place. Shisha at 7th, Sabo is through in 8th. Who's made the cut? Scheider is in, Balmanis is in, Timazyanov, and Oliver Bennett makes the semi-finals at home in the UK. Cyril Raymond has a problem in that last race. There are 2 Brits through in Silverstone in the UK. Fantastic for him. I think it's the first time he's made the semi-finals in the World Championship. Great news for him. 2 Brits through. Okay, you know, yeah, it's international. We must be unbiased. We're here in the UK. I'm just pleased for Bennett. I'd be pleased for De Ridder if it was in Belgium. When he's had a breakthrough moment here.
Yeah, it's his first semi-final, and I know how hard the team have been working towards it. You know, they had all last year trying to develop the car and get it going, and they were aiming for semis then. Didn't quite pay off, and now they've come to their home event, and it's happened here.
Yeah, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Brilliant racing so far. Of course, we've got all the semi-finals and finals to come up later on today. We've got Norway next. When's Norway? 3 weeks' time. But prior to Norway, we're heading across to the States for the first round of America's Rallycross as well. So that new series that started last year here at Silverstone continues with their 2nd year. So take a look at some of the action from last time.
Me, I'm out of control. I gave them my body, now they after my soul. In the city of angels, there is no love. The blood, the sweat, the sacrifice, I swear it's never enough. But no, I'm not afraid, so tell me why I keep running away. I hear the rumors, I know what they say, that I am angry and something with rage, that I am crazy, should be in a cage. But trust me, nothing can handle my rage. I am the only one who's really sane.
Beneath my clothes, I wear my smile to cover my soul. Beneath the makeup, beneath the pain, peel back the
So yeah, America's Rallycross starts on June the 8th and 9th at Mid-Ohio. Brand new circuit. We're then heading off to Gateway Motorsport Park for a double header there. Then I think it's Cota, Trois Rivières, going back to finish the season at Mid-Ohio. So it's 6 rounds. Each weekend is a double header for ARX2. We've got ARX3, which is this buggy racing series, Sierra buggies. Dan, you rode over some of the ARX stuff last year working with Subarus. Great series. Looking forward to it kicking off.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Of course, last year, its first year, and I'm sure it's growing again this year. New circuits, new drivers coming in supercars. It's going to be awesome. I mean, I wish I could be out there with it this year.
Sorry, Dan. Yeah, I'm heading over there. We'll see if we can sneak him out later on in the year. So make sure you join us for America's Rallycross. But today, of course, make sure you join us for the semi-finals and the finals. Round 4 of the FIA World Rallycross Championship will conclude here at Speed Machine, Silverstone Circuit in the UK. Local time, that will be 3 p.m. Your TV shows will start 2 p.m. local time here. So that's, what's that, 3 p.m.? I don't know. Go and have a look at the website. FIAWorldRallycross.com/TV_listings. We'll see you later on this afternoon. Cheers, guys. Have a great day.